Okay, so this video is because you keep texting my friends and saying things that I had you convinced that somebody was going to kill you, and that couldn't be any further from the truth. I actually told you that they are harmless trolls. Here is April 15th, when we first ever spoke. Ever. And look, you say that you are pursuing legal matters. Okay. And then you haven't written me back for 2 days, April 17th. All I did was, tell you the story from start to finish about what happened, what transpired, and, my experience of getting messages and things that happened to me.
Okay, just let me know if you can hear me. If you can't, I'll keep typing.
Okay, now let's take a look at all of the videos that were being made before we ever spoke, March 21st. I'm just trying to figure out how you think that I was able to convince you that these people were so scary and so horrible, and, that, you believed my lies, right? When all these videos were being made and you were trying to sue them before we ever spoke. Do you forget all of the comments that you and your mother supposedly had made on all of this and all the things that they were saying ever before we spoke? So, once again, I don't think it was me that convinced you of anything. Actually, it was quite the opposite. You were trying to convince me that they were doing other things to you that has never happened to anybody. That in this entire thing, that you were the only one that ever got sent packages in the mail, and somebody hacked your bank account or this, that, and the other. Same thing, you were trying to convince me that they were doing things to you. And it didn't seem right because I've never seen them to be doing those kind of things. Making burners and, trolling, yes, absolutely. Seen it. We're still seeing it. But all the things that you were claiming didn't quite seem to be fit. It didn't seem to be accurate. And then when the Lazy Storm thing happened, I thought maybe she's just embarrassed. And then the Blended Beauty account thing happened, and it was just so obvious. So at that point, I checked out completely, and still talk to you because I was what? This is scary, and let's see what else is true. So that's why I started questioning you, and you never came through with anything like you typically do. So I'm just trying to figure out where you're they had me convinced that these people were so horrible. Let's take a look at some of your stories. Okay, so this happened. April 16th, the day before we talked. Okay, all these stories that you have stalkers, that how did I convince you of anything that they were doing this to you? Oh, you're talking to law enforcement. Okay. Seems like that you didn't need any convincing. It was you that was convincing me and Hags and everybody that these things were happening to you when they weren't. Okay, let's go back and look at some of the comments that from around before we ever talked. Okay, Becky Felton, all up in the chat. Oh, Sunshine, remember when you renamed it and I helped you? Which that never happened. I just let you know. I said, if I noticed, do you think that they're not going to notice? Because they absolutely will. And of course, they did. I said, they're not stupid. Yep, all these things. Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. I'm going to take you to court. I'm suing you. The cops have enough. Your kid. Oh, that's rich coming from a psycho like you. Oh, okay. I didn't convince you of shit about these people. Here's you coming in about Blended Beauty. Take a note about that text right below this voice note.
Oh my gosh, I think I have a follower. Or I can't see anything about the account. Do you guys see the Blended? Well, guys, I'm sorry. It makes me this nervous when she does videos about me. It just makes me uncomfortable. They're just burying themselves so much. I can't even take it. But I think I have a follower in there. Doesn't it look like it's this person said, and I don't recognize her picture, but she's saying stuff. So it had, I don't know. I'm just saying somebody's in there that I think knows me, but I don't know who it is.
So if you notice, you came to me saying all these things, not the other way around. You couldn't figure out who Blended Beauty is, right? This just random person that just happened to be in your live, maybe. I don't know. Nobody's ever seen you go live once. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, you said you didn't know Heather. You were constantly spiraling, right? Like, because so many things were happening. And I kept saying, it's not like, don't give them that power because it's not that scary. Like, what are they going to do? Buy your trademarks? Oh no. Like, let them spend the money. Like, relax. Like, you're still trying to figure out who Blended Beauty is. It could be, you're like trying to convince me so that I don't suspect you, right? That's what was going on here. And yeah, it didn't work. We were trying to help you figure out who Blended Beauty was because you said you didn't know. And then here you are telling us exactly who you say it is, this Tracy Miller person, who's just so invested in the big lawsuit, right? Here's your YouTube and all the things. Here's the thing. I don't, accuse people of having or being the person behind the account unless I have pretty solid proof. So I didn't know who the hell it was, right? But it sounded just like you. All those Blended Beauty account comments sounded just like what you were saying. So you had to come up with a person, right? Here's some more text from the Blended Beauty, the comments. That dog looks awfully familiar too, right? So when you say that I was convincing you, or Hags was convincing you, or Allie was convincing you, do you not remember, like, any of this stuff happening? Like, because you were, like, hell-bent. Like, I'm very confused. All of these things that Blended Beauty account was saying was stuff that you were saying in our chat that could, like, I was like, did you tell anybody else this stuff? Like, did you, like, and you were like, no, I never told Erin. Because I asked, did you tell Erin? I don't know. Like, who is Blended Beauty? And you were like, no. Maybe it was from the live that I did. Oh, the live that never happened? Okay. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. So, yeah, you can try and tell people that I had you so scared, and you were scaring us. Let's get that straight, because I was like, none of this makes sense. Literally, none of this makes sense. I know what everybody's antics are. Like, what you were describing wasn't it. Becky Felton back into the chat. Oh, look, we're back to the beginning again, right? Here we are. Before we ever spoke, right? All these videos. Now let's take a look at some of the comments from the G. Humphrey account, which you renamed, correct? Don't worry. I have the original videos and screenshots and even the ones that you went in and deleted, right? And this is supposed to be Josh, correct? You kept telling us that this was Josh, his wife, and his nephew, because Josh's wife received a phone call that her child is dead, and it scared her so bad that it just pissed her off that they had to go and troll, right? Yeah. So this is everybody's comments on Jubilee's videos when she was away, and it was insane. Of course, I get blamed for it by Code Cubes themselves, and yep, that was definitely 100% not me. I don't troll. I don't have hundreds of accounts. I don't have the things that Little Miss Influencer is trying to claim. Also, I'm very confused. You said that we had so many conversations about this Roblox thing. Now, here's the thing. I have both versions saved, the ones with our text and the ones that are just deleted. I had to delete all of ours because it's 80 minutes long and it's just your text. Could you imagine how long it would be if it was the other way around? My God. But if we had so many conversations about this Roblox thing, correct? Don't you think that you would have been like, your text would still be in there, those responses, because you didn't delete a single thing in our group. You tried to delete, like, one-on-one chats after the fact, after I had already saved everything. But don't you think that, like, you would be in there mentioning it and, like, having a conversation about it, correct? I wouldn't be able to delete your messages, right? So you could keep spinning all these stories about me, but, like, literally none of it's true. You can keep threatening everybody with legal action. I'm just trying to figure out, like, is commenting on somebody's YouTube or, you know, watching somebody's YouTube channel in the comments, is that illegal? I don't know why you're threatening Erin with legal action as well. Like, and trying to scare everybody with all this, like, you know, mumbo jumbo talk about that the cops are involved and she's going to get sued and they're going to get sued. Like, this is out of control, hon. It's literally out of control. What are you going to tell the cops? Are you going to show them all the things that you are doing? Because you said that you had access to this G. Humphrey account, which is the Carrie Brewer lip filler, right? And you only deleted a few comments, right? Why didn't you just delete the whole damn thing? Well, it's too late anyway, because I'm pretty sure that everyone else has them saved as well. I know I'm not the only one. Yes, I do go in and save this kind of shit because people have a tendency of saying the most insane crap and then deleting them. We've seen it time and time again. Jubilee does the same exact thing when Allie is live and makes sure she gets the comments. And so do I. Some of the stuff you say is just unhinged, hon. Oh, look, Carly, Karley. That's exactly how you spell it, too. And I even said, when you looked up to find her on Facebook, and I said, yeah, it doesn't have an E. And you still, I thought maybe you would change it while you were commenting. If you think anyone was buying your bullshit then or now, you're out of your mind. More comments. Like, you just couldn't help yourself, could you? Notice how all these people talk the same. Do you think that, like, using caps is going to be like a throw off or something? Because it's what you say. I also like that you tried to change the way that you, to change the way you were typing mid-spiral and started using, like, no punctuation, started using words that I use. I say dude a lot. And I just started to notice that you were doing the same thing. And then you changed it to something, the Carrie Ann Brewer lip filler. But it also has silly little goober, right? And it wasn't that, like, my Instagram name. Are you trying to, like, set me up? Because it's not going to work. Like, I know what I've done and I know who I am and I know what you've done. Like, and it's not looking good. It's not cute, honey. Like, I came in and told you what the story was, what happened with the trademarks and the from the very beginning, what sparked it off, all of it. That wasn't, this was, and you had already had a vendetta, correct? How did I convince you of any goddamn thing? That's what I really want to know. I originally was under the impression that this was a defamation case because that you didn't commit those crimes. You had us convinced, but this, no. You should have stuck with the defamation thing because all this other stuff that you made up that they were doing to you just wasn't believable at all. I know what they do, and that's none of it was it. Oh, look, you did change the way you spelled her name with a Karley. Good job. Here, what does that one say? Did you just say, how is old Bridge doing? Isn't that what you guys been just saying about me? Old Sleuthy, OLE, Sleuthy, right? But now you were saying old Bridge. Okay. I don't know why you think that you were so convincing, because this was terrible. I don't know why you think that this, your new friend, the one that you can only trust, right, is actually believing a word you say, because I can guarantee you that is not the case. They are not believing a single word you are saying. It's kind of comical that you think that. Okay. Do you have amnesia? Because what in the world? Does Josh know that you've been saying that he was the one saying all this? That he was the one calling on Jubilee? You made sure to, make sure that we knew that it wasn't you, right? That it was all Josh. I don't know what story you're trying to tell him that got everybody comment blocked from his page, but I hope he knows what you are trying to pin on him, and now going out of your way to say it was him, and while still calling him a friend. Does he know that you've been setting him up in this way? Actually, I really don't care, because he's a tool. So you can go ahead and just do yourself a favor and stop messaging my friends and threatening them and scaring them and making them upset, because they actually did lose their entire family, and you tried to bond with her over your fake brother that you lost and had just buried, right? Let's not do that, because she shared a lot of things with you about her situation, and you tried to co-opt her situation, correct? Yeah, seems on brand. Here you are bragging. This didn't age well. It's almost like as if you're proud of what you've done. Okay, like I said in the other video, I was following the comments, and when you click on an account, it tells you how many comments one person has left on said account. And it wasn't matching the ones that I counted. And so then I started looking to see, where else are you commenting? And here you are on a video from 11 months ago. That was 11 days ago and 11 months ago. Oh, back to Becky. Oh, more comments. Oh, commenting on old things. Oh, look, you tried to rename it to make it look like mine. There's in the original G. Humphrey screenshot. Here's more. Why are you this is just insane. Also, I was not the only one that was keeping tabs on your comments on old posts, because there was somebody that was replying to your comments as well. And now for where you tell us on May 16th that Josh came clean to you and that it was actually him. Oh, and that your illegal hacker that you keep saying, he's going to get Jubilee's channel taken down. Oh, is this going too far? Yes, absolutely. But what was going too far was you being the one that was calling and saying that it was actually Josh. I don't know Josh, but by the looks of it, I don't want to know Josh. He seems like a tool, just like you. And if he's believing you, oh, God, that sucks. So do yourself a favor, and you can try to keep convincing people that I'm photoshopping or using AI. I wouldn't even know how to do that, but I can spot a really bad Photoshop screenshot. That's it. That doesn't mean that I know how to do a good one. Yeah, I just can spot when you were trying to convince us that they were doing this stuff to you, and it just wasn't working. Yeah, so I would do yourself a favor and just, stop trying to threaten everybody with all this stuff and, saying that all this legal talk, and it's not giving what you think it's giving. But if you could just do everybody a favor and leave Jubilee alone, leave my friends alone, just stop, because you're just making it worse. You keep saying, this is my last comment. This is my last comment. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing that. Well, I hope your lawyers know that, you are doing these things. And I don't know if a lawyer would continue to represent you if you're still continuing to contact people continuously. I mean, it's giving scrambled eggs And if you could do me a favor, just get off my ass, because like I know you're trying to like make me this evil villain person that, you know, just was the one doing everything, and you were scared of me. Like literally quite opposite. If you look at the last text, you see that you're saying that, you know, that I'm taking a step away because I actually did have personal things happen. My best friend's son got paralyzed from the chest down, which I, like, you know, showed them your story, how you learned how to walk again. I was like, look, anything's possible. Giving them hope through your awesome story. Turns out you were a shitbag. And yeah, those things, awful things did happen to you, but you came out worse. So, I mean, that sucks for you. I mean, you're going to have to live with that, because you know deep down what you've done. And you came in right at the point when we were all trying to just move on. Nothing was ever going to happen. It was done. And you came in with a knight in shining armor, like, these people are going to get sued because this is defamation and we want to help everybody. We need everybody's story of what happened to them. We're going to help Allie with money and this, that, and the other. You promised a lot of things to a lot of people. And like, for what? So that you could do all of this? I mean, this is next level. So please call the cops and, you know, tell them that, you know, people are making videos. I mean, have you not learned a single thing? That making videos is not a crime. But you know what is? It's like making false reports. And like, you know, you keep saying like, Jubilee, just call up and find out who did it. It won't say my name. That convinces me that you were calling and using other people's names. A lie that you also made up about Josh and animal control. That people were calling and saying that they were Allie, correct? So it's like you had this idea, and it's almost like you're trying to convince her to do it just so that you'll find out that it was somebody else's name. Hopefully they have audio and that a lawyer can get those records, or a phone number, things like that. Because you know what? You keep saying that you have proof that I called. Absolutely not, honey. You are out of your freaking mind. Why would you say, don't be mad that Josh called, if I'm calling as well and you have proof? Like, none of these things make sense. Nobody believes you. You should just stop. I don't know why you keep threatening Erin and saying my name constantly, like as if I did all of these things. It's not true, honey. And I can prove it. That's what boggles my mind, is like, do you want me to like show all of the text? You think that I just like made up Kyle and made up Christopher? I asked you if those photos were him, and you said what? Yes. Said, oh, he looks just like you. Yes, he had a beautiful smile. I shouldn't have gotten into this while I was still grieving. Turns out, yeah, that wasn't Christopher. But you were trying to convince me that it was when I was apologizing about it. Just to get you to confirm, because I wanted to know for sure. Were you trying to pass off that photo as your brother? And sure enough, you were. So, lady, you just need to just stop at this point. Like, just please go away. Also, if you could just do everybody a favor and stop accusing people of threatening your life. Nobody's threatening your life, honey. Nobody wants to physically harm you. We all just want you to go away, because you've caused so much damage to literally both sides, all over the place. It's just insane. Also, me and Jubilee are not friends at all. She is literally calling me a child groomer, saying that I have groomed children, tried to groom hers and other children, that I have done all of these things, and I tried to request her kid, all of these things that are not true. And I'm still helping her out and providing screenshots, because you keep saying that I'm doing these things and I've said these things, and now I'm forced to defend that. I did not want to put all this stuff out there, but you keep going on and on and on. So you're leaving me no choice but to defend myself and put out the words you've said yourself. So do everybody a favor and just literally go away. Really, just go away. This is embarrassing. And no, we were not stalking you. We were actually, I believed your story about the defamation and that you didn't do those crimes because it didn't make sense. I thought you were in a wheelchair at the time. Turns out you were roller skating and could run, and there's articles before this robbery happened where you can run that you literally did the interview with. Anyway, the same girl that, wrote the article about the crimes. Same girl, right? So what? So I actually believed you until you started doing all this other crazy nonsense. And then it made me start looking into all of the things that you were saying. Don't say things and then tell me, oh, look, there's breadcrumbs about the court case that, is sealed up. You just got to look for it. What do you think I'm going to do? Not go look for it? So, again, please don't act like we were stalking you. We were looking into the things that you were claiming, and it turns out literally none of it is true. So again, this is embarrassing. You might want to stop.